Well, good afternoon, everybody. Actually, I have so many people that I would like to thank, but because of the limited time, I'm going to do my best to cover as many as I can in a broad sense. But I want to start off by thanking the people of Prince William County, and specifically the people in the Brentsville District, for allowing me to serve our community for 9 years. It has truly been an honor in my life. I grew up in a small town in northwest Iowa. Well, actually, the first 10 years of my life, I was in the Jacksonville, St. Augustine area, and then when my mom and dad decided to move all 6 of us kids to small town Iowa, one of the jobs that my dad had was being our manager of our community, our city manager. And I think it was when I was a young kid that it instilled that sense of service when folks would call our home line to talk to my dad. And that's the only thing I can attribute to, other than the Lord himself, for planting the seeds of wanting to serve in public. And it has truly been a remarkable experience. It's one that I will look back on and treasure in my heart. Dan and I have raised our kids here in Prince William County. Never did I imagine that I would call Northern Virginia my home when I was growing up, but I have always loved living here. I personally think it is such a blessing to live in such a historical area. Maybe that all started when we lived in St. Augustine, Florida as a little girl before we moved to small town Iowa. But for the citizens that I have got to know, that I have had the pleasure of working with, serving, it has truly been an honor. I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. And I absolutely would not have been able to serve our community without so many residents side by side. I have learned from you. I have learned from county staff. I cannot begin to thank everybody that has just so beautifully worked alongside of me. You have taught me so many things. One of the things that I have learned sitting in this seat is that Supervisor Wally Covington, who's now Judge Covington, had a tougher job than I realized. And I respect him, and I know that Tom Gordy, who's going to succeed me, is going to do a fantastic job serving the people of the Brentsville District because of so many great people that are part of this organization known as Prince William County Government. For the County Executive Office and for the County Attorney's Office, thank you. Thank you very much for your professionalism, Mr. Shorter, Ms. Roble. I've had the pleasure of working with Mr. Shorter for the last year, for several years, Mr. Chris Martino for 1 year, Miss Melissa Pecor, and then, of course, Mr. Elijah Johnson as the acting county executive. Miss Roble, I've worked with you the longest. Judge Haran and I worked together for 6 months, I believe, before she became a judge. But I just want to thank both of your offices. You all are incredible. You are always there for the Brentsville District, for me and my staff. And the responsibility that we all have is great. A county of 500,000 people, there's a lot going on. And of course, in the Brentsville office, we feel like it's the center of the universe. So thank you for always being available for us, for the texting that sometimes we have to do to communicate with each other, for the emails, for the phone calls that are around the clock. I just really want to thank you. COVID especially has been a very difficult time to serve, and I will never forget the 9 years, and especially the last 4 years, that has taught me so much. 2 last people in my life that I cannot go without thanking, and that would be my staff. Michelle Trenum, I don't know if you're watching right now, but you're remarkable. There is nobody like you, and you run circles around me. You run circles around so many people because you just give this your all. And I am personally thankful to you and your family for allowing me to have your service as my right hand. Mary Beth, you're incredible too. You've been with me for 9 years, and I can't thank you. You have a heart that is willing to just do whatever needs to get done. Tiffany, you've only been with me for a couple years, but thank you so much. You are the calm in the storm. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And for all of those who have served in the Brentsville District, even, not necessarily serving now, but have served with me and for me, thank you all. Last but certainly not least, I could not have done this job without my husband, Dan. My husband and I are going to celebrate 30 years of our marriage in February. And you guys probably don't know this, but Dan is really not that public of a person. I don't even think he's ever been in the board chamber. But I could not have done this role without the support of my husband. I can't tell you how many times he has ordered pizza and Chinese. I am the cook of our family. But honey, you've never really watched these board meetings unless I show them to you. So maybe tonight I will show you that I have personally thanked you. And certainly to my kids, Catherine and Luke, who really are also not people that want to be known publicly in the front lines. So thank you to my family. And then last, but I know I keep saying last but not least, thank you to all my colleagues presently, my colleagues in the past. I really do respect everybody. We're here because the people put us here. And I just want you all to know that I cherish this time in my life, and thank you all very much. And no struggle here. I am really at peace with this decision, and look forward to a new chapter in my life. And it's going to include rest and recreation.